Right now, as you're watching this, billions of water molecules are rushing through your body, like microscopic delivery trucks, keeping you alive. Every heartbeat, every thought, every breath depends on these tiny liquid warriors doing their job. But here's what most people get wrong. Drinking water isn't just about quenching your thirst. It's about keeping your entire biological system from falling apart. And the latest science reveals that we've been thinking about hydration, all wrong for decades. Your body is basically a walking aquarium. Seriously, between 55 to 60% of you is pure water, which means if you weigh 150 pounds, roughly 90 pounds of that is liquid. Newborn babies? They're even more aquatic at around 75% water, almost as fluid-rich as a jellyfish. But here's the catch. That percentage drops fast. By their first birthday, babies lose about 10% of their water composition. And as we age, we slowly dry out even more. Think about that. You're literally becoming less liquid with each passing year. But why does your body hoard so much water in the first place? Because water is the ultimate multitasker. It cushions your brain, preventing it from slamming against your skull every time you move. It lubricates your joints like oil in a machine, keeping them gliding smoothly instead of grinding together. It regulates your temperature through sweat, acting like your body's built-in air conditioning system. And here's something wild. Your brain and heart are roughly 73% water. That's about the same moisture content as a banana. Your lungs? They're closer to an apple at 83%. Even your bones, which feel rock solid, are nearly 1/3 water. You're not just drinking water, you are water. Now here's where things get interesting. If we're surrounded by water and made of water, why do we constantly need to drink more? The answer is brutal. You're leaking. Every single day, your body dumps 2 to 3 liters of water through sweat, urine, bowel movements, and even just breathing. Yes, breathing. Every exhale carries invisible water vapor out of your lungs. It's like having a slow puncture in a tire. No matter how full you are, you're always losing pressure. And if you don't refill, everything starts to break down. So what happens when you don't drink enough? Your brain notices first. Specialized sensors in your hypothalamus, a tiny region deep in your brain, detect the drop in water levels almost immediately. Within seconds, they trigger the release of a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH. This chemical messenger races through your bloodstream to your kidneys and tells them to hold on to every drop of water they can. Your kidneys respond by creating special channels, called aquaporins, that let your blood soak up and retain more liquid. The result? Your urine becomes dark, concentrated, and much smaller in volume. It's your body's emergency conservation mode. But that's just the beginning. When dehydration deepens, the effects ripple through your entire system. Your energy crashes because your blood volume drops, making your heart work harder to pump oxygen to your muscles. Your mood tanks because your brain literally shrinks when it lacks water. Recent brain scans show that even mild dehydration causes the brain to physically contract, pulling away from the skull. And here's the scary part. A dehydrated brain has to work significantly harder to perform the same tasks as a properly hydrated one. Studies from King's College, London found that dehydration increases the brain's activity level just to maintain normal function, kind of like forcing your laptop to run on low battery mode all the time. Eventually, it overheats and slows down. Your skin loses moisture, becoming dry and less elastic. Your blood pressure drops because there's simply less fluid circulating through your veins. And cognitive performance? It nosedives. Memory, focus, and reaction time all decline. In fact, research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that losing just 1.5% of your body's water volume can impair mood and concentration. That's less than 2 pounds of water for most people. One intense workout without proper hydration, and your brain is already struggling. But wait, can you drink too much water? Absolutely, and it's more dangerous than you might think. It's called hyponatremia, or water intoxication, and it happens when you chug water faster than your kidneys can process it. Athletes are frequent victims, especially marathon runners who panic drink during races. When you flood your system with too much water too quickly, your blood sodium levels plummet. Sodium is an electrolyte, a mineral that helps regulate the balance of fluids inside and outside your cells. When sodium gets diluted, your cells start to swell like waterlogged sponges. In the brain, this swelling is catastrophic. Your skull is a rigid container. So when the brain expands, there's nowhere for it to go. Pressure builds. Symptoms start with headaches and nausea, but in severe cases, it escalates to vomiting, confusion, seizures, and even death. In 2007, a woman died after drinking nearly 6 liters of water in 3 hours during a radio contest. Her brain swelled so much it caused fatal damage. The tragedy? She was trying to win a video game console. This isn't common, but it's a stark reminder that balance matters. Too little water kills you slowly. Too much kills you fast. So how much water do you actually need? For years, everyone parroted the same advice. 8 glasses a day, 8 ounces each. Simple, right? Except it was never based on solid science. Recent research has completely overhauled those outdated recommendations. The National Academies of Sciences now suggest that men should aim for about 3.7 liters per day, which is roughly 15 cups. Women should target around 2.7 liters, or about 11 cups. But here's the nuance. That's total water intake, not just from drinking. About 20% of your daily hydration comes from food. Fruits and vegetables like watermelon, cucumbers, strawberries, and oranges are over 90% water. Even broccoli, which seems dry, is 89% water. Eating a salad isn't just nutritious, it's hydrating. And here's something most people don't realize. Your water needs fluctuate constantly based on weight, activity level, climate, and health status. If you're exercising, you need more. If you're living in a hot, humid environment, you need more. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you need significantly more. If you're sick with a fever, your body burns through water faster as it tries to cool you down. There's no universal magic number. Your body is constantly recalculating its needs. But does the type of beverage matter? Can coffee or tea count toward your hydration goals? For decades, people believed caffeine dehydrated you, so drinks like coffee were thought to cancel themselves out. Turns out that's a myth. Recent studies show that caffeinated beverages still contribute to your overall fluid intake. Yes, caffeine is a mild diuretic, meaning it makes you pee a little more, but the amount of water in the drink far outweighs the loss. A study in PLOS-1 tracked regular coffee drinkers and found no significant difference in hydration status between those who drank coffee and those who drank only water. So your morning cup of coffee, it counts. That said, not all drinks are created equal. Sugary sodas and energy drinks hydrate you technically, but they also dump massive amounts of sugar into your bloodstream, which, as we know from earlier, wreaks havoc on your kidneys and overall health. Alcohol, on the other hand, actively dehydrates you. It suppresses ADH, that hormone we talked about earlier, so your kidneys flush out more water than they should. That's why you wake up with a pounding headache and unbearable thirst after a night of drinking. Your brain is literally dehydrated and shrunken. Now let's talk about the long-term benefits of staying properly hydrated, because this is where things get really exciting. Recent research has linked consistent hydration to a lower risk of chronic diseases. A massive study published in eBiomedicine, which tracked over 11,000 adults for 25 years, found that people who stayed well hydrated throughout their lives had a significantly lower risk of developing chronic conditions like heart failure. Those who were chronically underhydrated showed faster biological aging, meaning their organs were deteriorating quicker than their calendar age suggested. Proper hydration literally slows down aging at the cellular level. Hydration also plays a role in stroke prevention. A study in BMC cardiovascular disorders found that people who drank more water had a lower incidence of ischemic strokes, the kind caused by blood clots blocking arteries in the brain. Why? Because well-hydrated blood is less viscous, meaning it flows more smoothly and is less likely to clot. Think of it like the difference between pouring honey and pouring water. One flows easily, the other struggles. Diabetes management also improves with better hydration. People with type 2 diabetes often struggle with high blood sugar, and dehydration makes it worse. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes more concentrated, including the glucose in it. Drinking enough water helps dilute blood sugar levels and supports your kidneys in flushing out excess glucose through urine. Some studies even suggest that people who drink more water have a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes in the first place, and cancer. There's emerging evidence that hydration might reduce the risk of certain types. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology suggested that higher water intake was associated with a lower risk of bladder cancer. The theory is that frequent urination flushes out carcinogens before they can damage the bladder lining. While more research is needed, the connection is promising. Here's a question for you. Do you drink enough water daily, or do you wait until you're already thirsty? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm curious how many people actually track their hydration. Your urine is one of the best hydration meters you have. Pale yellow or clear, you're doing great. Dark yellow or amber, you're falling behind. If your pee looks like apple juice, you need to drink more water immediately. And if it's completely clear all the time, you might actually be overhydrating, which, as we've established, comes with its own risks. Your body is constantly giving you feedback. You just have to pay attention. Another surprising sign of dehydration? Hunger. Sometimes when you think you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. The hypothalamus, which regulates both hunger and thirst, can mix up the signals, especially when you're mildly dehydrated. That's why nutritionists often suggest drinking a glass of water before reaching for a snack. If the hunger fades, it was thirst all along. This simple trick can help people avoid unnecessary calories and stay better hydrated. Now here's the real kicker. Most people walk around in a state of chronic mild dehydration without even knowing it. A survey by the Centers for Disease Control found that about 43% of adults drink less than 4 cups of water per day. That's barely half of what they need. And among younger adults, sugary drinks often replace water entirely. The result? A population running on empty, wondering why they feel sluggish, foggy, and irritable all the time. So here's the bottom line. Water isn't just a nice-to-have. It's the foundation of every biological process in your body. It protects your brain, powers your muscles, flushes out toxins, and keeps your organs from literally shriveling up. Skipping water isn't a minor inconvenience. It's sabotaging your health one dry day at a time. And the fix? It's almost embarrassingly simple. Drink more water. Keep a bottle with you. Set reminders if you have to. Make it a habit, not an afterthought. Because here's the truth. Your body is an extraordinary machine, but it runs on one fuel above all else: water. Give it what it needs, and it will reward you with sharper focus, better energy, healthier skin, and a longer, stronger life. Ignore it, and you'll pay the price in ways you don't even realize yet. The choice is yours, but your cells are hoping you choose wisely. If this video opened your eyes to how powerful hydration really is, hit that like button, subscribe for more health breakdowns, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because staying hydrated isn't just smart, it's survival.